Whether you are married, engaged, single, or somewhere in between, this is one story you should not rush past. Her name was Amara. At just 22 years old, Amara was young in age but heavy with dreams. She carried her ambitions the way some people carried prayer beads, always close, always within reach, always rubbing them quietly when life felt uncertain. She had recently completed her NYSC year and was living in Lagos at the time. The khaki trousers she once wore with pride now neatly folded in her travel bag like a trophy from a battle she had survived. Every morning, Amara woke up with the firm belief that the world was wide open in front of her. She spoke about the future with confidence, not arrogance, telling anyone who cared to listen that she wanted to study human resource management all the way to PhD level. Not because she wanted to impress people or sound important, but because she genuinely loved the idea of helping people grow, fixing broken systems, and becoming a woman who could stand solidly on her own feet. She often said it casually, with a soft smile. "I'm not stopping at first degree. I'm going all the way." Some people laughed and brushed it off. Some nodded politely. Others stared at her and said, "You're really serious." But she meant every word. Hello fam, welcome back to this channel. This is ID Folk Things, where real stories of love, communication, sacrifice, and emotional truth are told. Please like this video, subscribe, share with someone who needs it, and leave your thoughts in the comment section, because stories like this reach deeper than we often admit. Now, let's continue. Not long after Amara completed her NYSC year, suitors began to appear almost immediately. It was as if Lagos itself had been waiting. Calls came early in the morning, messages arrived late at night, introductions happened through aunties, church members, neighbors, family friends, and even distant acquaintances who suddenly remembered her existence. Some men were respectful and gentle, some were bold and direct. Some arrived with gifts they could barely afford. Her phone rarely rested. Her mother noticed first. She noticed the glow on her face, the way people looked twice when she walked by, the way neighbors whispered her name as she passed. Her mother was a woman molded by years of experience, strong, prayerful, and shaped by survival. She believed some things in life should never be delayed, and marriage was one of them. She often said, "A woman's clock does not wait for certificates." She said it lovingly, but behind the love was fear. Fear of tomorrow, fear of regret, fear of the many sad stories she had heard too often. One evening, as Amara sat on a low wooden stool in the kitchen peeling yam, her mother leaned against the doorway watching her quietly. The silence stretched long enough to feel heavy. Amara knew that look. It always came before serious conversations. "You are already 22, her mother said finally. "Men are coming, good men. You don't reject blessings." Amara smiled softly. "Mama, I'm not rejecting anyone. I just want time. I want to go back to school." Her mother sighed deeply. "School will not run away. Marriage can." Amara wanted to laugh, but the weight in her mother's voice stopped her. This was the woman who woke before dawn to trade, who saved coins carefully, who prayed loudly and endlessly for her children. When such a woman spoke with fear, it entered the heart. Her father saw things differently. He was quiet, measured, slow with words, but when he spoke, people listened. He believed strongly in skills, preparation, and independence. He believed a woman should never be trapped because she lacked money or options. One night, as Amara sat beside him outside listening to distant generators hum, he spoke gently. "Marriage is good," he said, "but education and skills are safety. Build yourself first. The right man will meet you on the way." Amara nodded eagerly. She felt understood, seen. That voice echoed her own thoughts. But life rarely listens to one voice alone. Her mother kept reminding her of age, pressure, and relatives who would soon start asking questions. Friends added their opinions. You can do both, marry and still study. Don't let a good man pass you by. Then he arrived. His name was Daniel. He was a pilot, tall, calm, confident, the kind of man people respected without knowing exactly why. His profession alone carried weight. He spoke carefully, smiled reassuringly, and carried himself with quiet authority. He told Amara he admired her ambition. He said he liked intelligent women. He promised support, stability, comfort, and partnership. He spoke of travel, of a good life, of building something together. Her mother's eyes shone the moment she heard his profession, a pilot. Her father asked calm questions about values and plans. Daniel answered smoothly. Everything appeared perfect. But inside Amara, something whispered, not yet. She pushed the thought aside. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was timing. Maybe she was overthinking. Pressure became constant. Others are marrying, people are talking, you are not getting younger. Each sentence chipped away at her resolve until doubt crept in. Was she stubborn? Was she selfish? What if she waited and lost everything? One afternoon, after a long conversation filled with tears, Amara finally agreed. She didn't jump with excitement. She didn't announce it with joy. She simply said, okay. That single word carried the weight of dreams quietly folded and placed on a shelf. Wedding plans moved fast, faster than her heart could keep up with. Her closest school friend hugged her one day and whispered, "You're lucky. A pilot. God has really done it." Amara smiled, but inside she felt like she was standing at a bus stop watching her own plans drive past. Marriage began with excitement. New home, new name, new responsibilities. Lagos felt heavier now. She woke early to cook, clean, and adjust. At first, Daniel was kind. He brought gifts, he laughed, he paid attention. Then children came quickly, one after the other. Her body barely rested. Nights became short, days became long, school plans were postponed. Later, she told herself. Later stretched into years. Books gathered dust, dreams became quiet. She loved her children deeply, but somewhere between feeding, washing, and waiting, she began to disappear. Daniel started coming home later. Complaints replaced compliments. Conversations turned into reminders of money, contribution, and sacrifice. One evening, she mentioned school again. "This is not the time," he said. "We have investments." She nodded, swallowing her words. Inside, something cracked softly. Marriage did not announce its weight loudly. It arrived quietly, like rain that starts gently before becoming heavy. Amara tried. She truly tried. She learned his habits, moods, and preferences. The house looked perfect from outside. Neighbors admired her. Church members smiled and said, "God has done it." But her heart was tired. Pregnancies followed each other quickly. 4 years passed in diapers, hospital visits, exhaustion, and silent tears. Her mirror became unfriendly. Her eyes lost their sparkle. One night, she tried again. "I don't want to lose myself." Daniel sighed. "Is taking care of your home losing yourself?" Silence became her language. Complaints followed. "You don't bring money. Other women work and still manage." Amara shrank. She tried talking to her mother. "Bear your cross," her mother said. Her father noticed her silence and asked, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," she lied. Years passed. Amara turned 28, quietly. Then, one ordinary afternoon at a supermarket, she heard her name, "Amara." She turned. Time froze. It was Lola, Her old school friend, the same eyes, sharper now, confident, grounded. They hugged tightly in the aisle, memories rushing back. They talked, they laughed, they exchanged numbers. That meeting cracked something inside Amara. That night, alone in the quiet house, she messaged Lola. They talked for days. Lola spoke of struggle, failure, growth, and finding herself. Amara spoke of marriage, children, silence, and loss. I wish you had waited, Lola said gently. Not because marriage is bad, but because you weren't done with yourself. That truth hurt because it was honest. From that moment on, Amara woke up. She noticed how she apologized too much, how she stopped asking for anything. During an argument, Daniel said, "You don't bring value." Something snapped, not anger, clarity. She began learning again quietly. Online courses, late night reading, small steps. Daniel didn't like the change. "You've changed," he said. "Yes," she replied, "I have." Arguments grew. Silence followed. She attended Lola's wedding and cried, not from jealousy, but from grief for who she could have been. One night, after another argument, Daniel said, "If you wanted a career, you shouldn't have married." That sentence changed everything. Amara packed a small bag and took the children to her parents' house, not to live forever, just to breathe. Her father welcomed her quietly. "You look like yourself again," he said. That healed her. Eventually, she returned home, but not as the same woman. She set boundaries, she kept learning, she started small consulting work online. Slowly, confidence returned. Years later, Amara stood in front of young women, not as a student, but as a facilitator. She told them her story. "Marriage is not a mistake," she said, "but entering it before finishing yourself can cost you deeply." That night, she read a verse she had read many times before, but now it felt alive. "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Amara didn't become perfect. Her life didn't turn into a fairy tale. But she became whole. And that was enough. If you see yourself in Amara's story, know this. It's okay to pause. It's okay to grow at your pace. Dreams can be delayed, but they don't have to die. Like this video, subscribe, share with someone who needs it, and tell us your thoughts in the comments.